I've made it through 6 days of cast strength Texas whiskey, but I'm nowhere near done yet. This is day 7. I am ready to get into this box and find out what we have today, so let's do this. Welcome to Whisky Riffs. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and if you made it through 6 days of the jank, this 12 days of Texas whiskey provided by the Crowded Barrel Whiskey Company in Austin, Texas, then congratulations, and I appreciate you watching these episodes. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Now, this box is affectionately known as the jank because there's a few things that are a little quirky about it. Unlike an advent calendar, it's not numbered by days, and it's certainly not good for blind tasting because there's just a lot of whiskey information on every bottle. And on the back here, there's also a rotation, which confused me a couple times, but I'm good with this. I'm pretty sure I know where we are on day 7, and I'm going to break into this and figure out... Yes. Haha, got it right? We are getting good at this. Be all set and perfect by day 12. Jank's over there, bottles in my hand. Let me get a glass so we can pour this lovely bottle. Now, this is a distillery that I have heard of. Not all these in the box have been known to me, but that's what's great about tasting boxes is you get to try new things, new distilleries, new expressions from those distilleries, and this has certainly been that kind of experience. Thank you, Rex and Daniel, and your whole team for putting this box together and shipping it out. If you don't know who I'm talking about, shame on you. There's links below in the description to the Whiskey Tribe and the Whiskey Vault and all the wonderful content that they have about whiskey and some just fun stuff that's really enjoyable to watch and has inspired me to do Whisky Riffs. Now, Balcones is the distillery for today, and this is a straight malt whiskey from them, which is very neat. It's at 111.1 proof, which means that it is 55.55% ABV, and that's actually, I think, the lowest we've had in this box so far. Straight malt whiskey means malt coming from barley, so the mash has at least 51% barley, and straight meaning it's been aged at least 2 years in a new oak charred barrel. So we know we got a 2-year-old plus whiskey. We know that it's malt based, and that barley flavor is going to come through, which is similar to Scotch whiskeys, which are also based on barley. Had a lot of corn and some rye already in this box, which is always cool. Now, this bottle has a similar color to the other bottles because they're all Texas whiskeys. They're all dealing with that heat. In fact, this one looks even a little darker than some of the others. So Balcones is known for their intense whiskey. They're known for their flavor profiles. They're known for their experimentation, and I appreciate them doing a straight malt whiskey because it's kind of the new thing coming about. The American malt whiskey is still getting close to, but not fully defined yet as a category whiskey, but I'm excited about it, and Balcones has a Texas malt whiskey that I have a bottle of that in my cabinet. Don't know if I did a review. If I did a review of it, I'll put a link below. And if I didn't do a review of it, one is forthcoming. Do let me know if you want any reviews of whiskeys that I have not done yet. I always appreciate your suggestions in the comments. All right, let's see what Balcones has done for this straight malt whiskey. I'm expecting those malt notes, but at this high ABV, I'm expecting them to be rather intense malt notes. So this is definitely a malt nose. There's definitely some nice fruits in there. Of course, the high ABV is coming through. I can tell that right away, and I can also tell that this is new oak and is more intense than most Scotch whiskeys, which are usually using used oak barrels. They don't always use them. It's not a prerequisite. It just has to be in oak. And this is definitely showing some signs of new oak. So I'm getting a little bit of that vanilla as a tasting note that's a little bit sweeter. Maybe some plums that are coming through on this one, and a little banana note on this, which I wasn't expecting. And I'm getting a few berries also on the nose. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's very nice. It's got a nice long finish. That was a small sip, and I could really still taste that whiskey going down. It's got a very tangy note to it. The spice is new oak for sure. There's also something sour at the end of it. I was getting a little bit of a sour note on the nose, and I'm also getting a sour note now, so that's rather strange. Yeah, now the more I nose it, the more I'm getting fruit notes. Got some nice pear notes there just a second ago. Maybe a little bit of apple, but it's mostly berries. I'm still kind of getting that hint of banana. The finish is a lot of spice, and yeah, just still that little bit of sour note. So that's kind of odd for me. Let me go ahead and throw some water in this, see if we can take the ABV down a little bit and try to restart or recharge some of the other flavors that may be hidden by the high alcohol level. Ooh, wow, fruity, fruity, fruity. So I got grapes and I got berries, and I got a little more of a citrus nose now. Kind of an orange rind. Spritz of orange. Yeah, I like that with just a milliliter of water added. Yeah, that's nice. These bottles are really good because they're 50 milliliters, so they give a little bit more time to sit with it. You can pour a glass and then taste that, come back later, try it again later. And I think that because it's 50 milliliters, I was able to pour about 25 in here after a couple sips, down to 20, add a milliliter of water to it, and you've just taken it down by 5%. Did I do the math right? 5%? Yeah, taking the ABV down maybe 5%. So that's less than 55. We took down 5%. That's like around 50% ABV. Let's go ahead and take it down another 5%. See what happens. Yeah, I know percentages don't work exactly that way. Just work with me here. I'm drinking whiskey. It's not math class. I like the first knockdown. It was more fruity, and this one seems to have lost some of that, or I've just gotten used to the nose on it. Now the fruit stuff's still there. It was just stronger on that first knockdown. What I'm going for is I'm trying to get rid of the bit of the sourness that's hitting me at the end, which is somewhat ruining the experience for me. I'm really enjoying the front end of this. I like the flavors, I like the nose, and then that finish is still sour for me. So maybe that's a little bit of the new oak that's got a sour edge to it. I'm not sure, but I want to like this more than I'm liking it. And for me, when you're enjoying a whiskey, when you're sitting there sipping a whiskey, what you're left with, that remaining flavor that's on your palate, is really important, because you're not chugging whiskey, or you shouldn't be chugging whiskey. It's something you're supposed to savor and sip and enjoy. And between sips, what you have is that finish. And if the finish isn't as enjoyable as the first few sips, it's kind of going to ruin the whole thing, which it's doing somewhat of that for me. But you let me know if you've had the Balcones single malt whiskey or straight malt whiskey. This is not single malt. I can't say it's single malt. Straight malt whiskey. If you're trying this janky box, I would love to hear about that too in the comments. And let me know what you think about this. Let me know your notes. Maybe I'm missing something. Until tomorrow, take care of yourself. Take care of those people around you. And cheers. But I do still like Balcones. I think they're a great distillery. This just isn't hitting me right.